hear music this time? No? Hopefully they hear me. I'm talking over the credits. Doing it. I don't care. That's how we roll.
As they say in the biz, we'll do it live.
It's a hiatus week. We can talk over the credits if we want.
I wonder what the episode's about. False. There is no episode. There's just action activate.
Action activate, you say? Action activate, you say! That's right. There is action activate. It's us, me, Gazbot, better known here as the Gazbot Knight, and with me as always...
The Big Dawg Defender.
That's right, Bigdawg Defender. There was no episode of Power Rangers Beast Morphers this week. There won't be one next week. There won't be one for several months. No one's happy about it. But you still have an episode of Action Activate. Hello to everybody that is here. I see Erzuki and Matt Kendall Clare at the very least. There might be some lurkers as well. And this is going to be sort of a low-key Q&A chat session. We're still going to do news and things like that, but we obviously don't have an episode to review. Also, you may or may not notice I have a little bit of a sore throat and a stuffy nose, so I feel mostly okay, but I probably am not going to be quite as perfected with my vocalisms as I normally would be.
What were you doing, Gazbot, to make yourself so hoarse?
Well, I did free comic book day. I'm an artist, for those that don't know, and I was at my local comic shop selling art like that you see above us, among other things. And I got a little bit hoarse, and then the next day I went on a bike ride. Like a mountain bike ride that was way, way, way harder than I intended it to be. I went with my buddy Scott, and we were going to go on like an hour or two bike ride, and it ended up being closer to 3 hours of grueling up and down hill. It was like 13 miles. It was a nightmare. I'm not a biker. I'm not like I own a bike, but I'm not that guy. And we accidentally went on like a double black diamond one. And so I was dehydrated and literally inhaling dust after already straining my throat. So you could hear it coming out now, unfortunately.
I did none of those things, but also had a fun weekend at Free Comic Book Day with Gazbot.
Let me check chat real quick. Let's see. Matt and Narazuki saying hi to each other. Everybody could hear now. Excellent. Hiatus week. A low-key chat session? What about Thor? Oh, you. A low-key chat session.
Well done.
Well, let's see. We did ask for a few, if anybody had suggestions, and we did get a few. One which I think we both liked about Six Ranger, but I think we could do a little more prep work on that one and maybe make a whole episode about that since we're going to have a lot of hiatus weeks where there is no episode to review. That might be good subject matter for an entire episode. Plus, also, this one will probably be a little shorter because I'm going to not be able to talk soon. Do you have any news or things you want to bring up first, Big Dog?
One thing I found out just today we talk about it every week. The Lightning Collection's out. If you don't have it, get it. If you have it, love it. And they're awesome. I have the Mighty Morphin White Ranger. I have the Dino Charge Red Ranger. They're great. I would love to get Lord Zed, but I planned ahead, totally not sarcastic in this, and pre-ordered from GameStop. So what am I rewarded with? Waiting till the end of the month to get my Lord Zed, because why not try to track it down in less than 30 days? What's the likelihood of that? I planned ahead, so I get it after everybody else.
Same here. I complained about Hasbro Pulse, and I finally got the other three figures. So I have Dino Red, Mighty Morphin White, and I do have SPD Doggy Kruger. So I have a little bit of an advantage there because that seems to be the second hardest one to get. But my Lord Zed, I like you, I'm waiting a month. But if I find it before that, I'm going to buy it and cancel my pre-order because that's dumb. Yeah. Goldor, of course, I'm going to keep on pre-order because he's an exclusive and he doesn't come out for a few months, but there's nowhere else to get him.
October.
Yeah. In chat, let's see. Matt Kendall Clare says, I'd like to mention something regarding Battle for the Grid. We will get to that in 1 second. Was that all you had to say about the Lightning line?
For the Lightning line specifically, yes. I actually was going to touch upon Battle for the Grid. So
all right, well, let's jump into that.
Thank you, Matt Kendall Clare. So I haven't watched the trailers mainly just because I want to see if there's some differences when I do eventually get the game. But it seems like Battle for the Grid is doing some kind of storyline similar to Shattered Grid, which is cool. The only screenshot I saw was Mighty Morphin Pink and Time Force Pink getting ready to battle Lord Draken, and Mighty Morphin Green was in there. What transpires after that? Who knows? Excited to play it and see though. So
I've watched
enticing.
I've watched even less than you because I am more and more likely to get the game now, and I don't why spoil it for myself at all.
Exactly.
Let's see what the actual comment was. They added a story mode, voice acting, and they added the Xenozoic Dragon Armor Trini and Defender's favorite Udana. So yeah, I did see images for the Dragon Armor Trini, and when I heard the name, I thought it would be like Tommy's Dragon Shield and the flute, and then I
No,
saw it.
black dragon armor.
No, I
Yeah,
I saw it. I don't like it. It looks
it's
clunky to me.
goofy. It's
It looks
very
weird.
clunky
It
looking.
reminds me of like toys they make that weren't in the show that they just
Hmm.
like. So I don't know. Maybe it plays. Maybe the story's cool, but like the image up by itself, not loving
Yeah,
it.
I'm with you on that. I guess since we're on the topic of it, do you have any other news piece or not really?
Well, real quick, sticking with Battle for the Grid, I do like that with the story mode they have the voice actors coming in. I don't know for sure if that's going to carry over to the fights because it would be cool if you actually hear them ooh
Yeah,
ah,
some
ooh ah, and
clips.
saying things. The weird thing to me though, well, it's not that weird, but unfortunate, let's say, is that they had Austin St. John come back, they had Jason David Frank, they had David Fielding, all these people come back. But from what I understand, even though Kimberly is a character in the story, they didn't get Amy Jo Johnson, and they got Strawberry 16, I think is her name. She's from
Hmm.
Hyperforce. I like her
Yeah,
in Hyperforce. She previously did the voice of Kimberly, I believe, at Power Morphicon when they read Shattered Grid. But
yeah.
so she's done it before, and I don't have a problem with her. I don't want it to come across as that way. But why not get Amy Jo Johnson? Was she unavailable? Did she not want to? Because it used to seem she tried to distance herself, but lately she's been doing more conventions. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I would rather that the other actress gets to play Hyperforce character that she played, and have them both in there. But Matt Kendall Clare says, yeah, Dragon Armor Trini does look clunky. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of all I have for that right now, having not played it. So if you want to move on to another thing, feel free.
One thing, just I know we've touched upon part of it in previous episodes. For those that are fans of Power Ranger toys, Super Sentai toys, Gazbot and I were actually talking about this over the weekend, and it seems like for both products, but Super Sentai specifically, there will be kind of peaks and valleys when it
Oh,
comes to the merchandise
yep.
of when's the best time to get it. There's never really a best time, but sometimes
I disagree. I
opportunities
think there is a best time, and you're about to talk about
I what I was gonna say is
it.
sometimes opportunities present itself more than others. The reason I want to give that caveat is it seems like in November is the time where wrenches are thrown
Mm.
for better and for worse. Some years you and I have both talked not just with this but with other toys of wow, everything is on sale. I didn't even really want it, but it's $3. I may as well buy it now. And other times it's oh, nothing went on clearance this year, so I guess I missed out on a sale. So it kind of ebbs and flows. But the point of the whole thing is with Super Sentai. I'm gonna butcher the name, but Gazbot's gonna help me.
Which Ryu Soldier? Oh, the previous one, Lupin
Mhm.
Ranger versus Pato Ranger.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Lupin. I was thinking Rio Soldier, but those toys are starting to come out, which means less people want Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. So
correct.
Gazbot did some searching on Amazon. It looks like some of the mechas from that are on sale right now, a little less than uh, $60 for the more expensive ones, and as
I've
low as I think 38. You
Yeah,
said.
I saw some Megazords. The Japanese version shipped $38. That's pretty good. Real quick in chat, we
Great
got
deal.
Dolly Girl saying hello. The Real Babu, hi there. Hey everybody, welcome aboard. Matt saying hello as well. For those just joining us, I have a little bit of a sore throat, so it's going to be a short show this week, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're into Super Sentai and specifically Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger, now is the
Mhm.
time to check out those toys because usually they'll go back up in another year or so.
And one thing too, just for comparison, I mean, Go Busters. I think it was last Morphicon. Gazbot and I were at a booth, and this booth sold just Super Sentai cosplay items, and I was like, Go Busters is kind of cool. I don't think they're ever gonna make it into Power Rangers, but why don't we get some of this stuff? It's fairly inexpensive and it looks cool. And in that case, and in other cases with other Super Sentai mechas, when it gets adapted to Power Rangers, this was pre Hasbro, mind you.
Right.
Sometimes the Japanese are far superior. And if
Yeah.
you can get them for maybe a little bit more or sometimes the same price or even lower than the American counterparts, it's worth it to get it now. And there's always anti fans. So, worst case, if you have buyer's remorse later, something happens, it shouldn't be too hard to get rid of those. But in a lot of cases, I've been happier with the Japanese versions than not up until Go Busters
Right.
and Beast Morphers.
Yeah, with Hasbro taking over, that might change. Hasbro taking over the toys, but also keep in mind that not every Sentai gets adapted. Most of them
Hmm.
do, but if it doesn't, and it's known that it's not going to, then those prices are going to go way up because then you can only get the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Matt Kendall Clare, I've had a sore throat for almost 2 weeks myself. Oh wow. Well, I hope mine doesn't last that long, and I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah.
I was trying to pull up. Well, let's go back into news because I kind of accidentally popped up something we're going to talk about in a minute. But what so Cross. Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about rumors?
Oh, I do want to talk about
Okay,
rumors.
this is mild spoiler territory for Beast Morphers. Nothing that's been officially confirmed, but we're going to talk about things that are probably going to happen in the upcoming seasons based on semi-confirmed rumors.
So, for those of you that watch the show, we try not to give too much spoilers just because we ourselves like to be surprised, like to, have those feelings for the first time, seeing things in the episodes and how things play out, which is why last week we were a little disappointed in finding out the plot of episode 8 of Beast Morphers. But what I can say in regards to some spoilery slash future news is it seems like Austin St. John might be attached to a future episode or two of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Now,
Austin St. John, just to be clear, the original Red Ranger Jason.
from
Okay.
Mighty Morphin Power
Yep.
Rangers. And the reason this actually has a soft spot for me, Jason was, and mostly is, my favorite Power Ranger just because it's what I grew up with. I think I'm not alone in that.
Sure.
And the only Go Busters footage I've ever seen in its complete run is a crossover movie in which it may make sense that Jason is involved. So, with all of that in mind, I'm very excited that for once in my life, I've seen something from the Sentai footage
Before.
that may be adapted in American beforehand so I can do a direct comparison, which I'm super stoked about.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little bummed it won't come as a complete surprise, but as things go, this is pretty huge because we've had other Rangers come back, but I think most people kind of assumed we'd never see Austin St. John come back again for a variety of different reasons, and so maybe it's the switch to Hasbro. Who knows what changed in his life? But if it is going to happen, which is sort of like unofficially officially confirmed, like Hasbro, Saban, Nick, nobody there has said it, but a lot of people have said, like, I know someone that works on the show, people have seen Austin St. John on the set, things like that. So and without getting too much deeper into spoiler territory, the fact that he most likely is coming back lends credibility to the fact that a lot of other actors are most likely coming back for a crossover episode. And I feel comfortable saying that there almost definitely will be a crossover episode. And that's a welcome change because we had one last season, and that was the first time we had one in years. So if we get back to having crossovers every season, that's great, and bring back old characters, old actors from across different seasons. I love when they do that in any show, but especially one that's been going as long as Power Rangers. Maybe you bring back heroes one time, but maybe we get some old villains back too. Maybe Lord Zed, Rita. Who knows? Maybe Babu and Squat show up. I know some people would like that.
I don't know who in particular you're talking about.
I'm just being hypothetical.
One thing I will say also, just in regards to kind of future speculation, hopes, dreams, hopefully lack of disappointment, I really hope that they turn it into a Nick movie. They do a special that's at least an hour, really flesh out the story, because I loved the anniversary episode last season. The biggest detriment is that it was 30 minutes.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
When you factor in commercials,
and they even showed that they had like another 10-minute shot, but they couldn't put it in. And that, if you guys haven't seen Dimensions, was it Dimensions in Terror? Was that what it was called?
Something like, or Dimensions in Danger.
Dimensions in Danger from Super Ninja Steel last season was a fun crossover. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, see it. And if you have seen it and haven't looked online to find the extra footage, a lot of it is Tommy's fight scene. It's very worth looking up. It's not just a quick outtake. It's a lot of cool action that they cut out, unfortunately. The real Babu, if the costume still exists, I'm down. Well, there you go. You heard it here first. If the costume exists, and if the people in charge of the property, who are not us, offer the job to this actor, Steve, who has played him before, well, then it might happen. That's about as unofficial as you could get.
I know it doesn't mean a lot, but you are Big Dawg Defender and Gazbot Knight approved. So
yeah, absolutely.
Least, starting the upward trajectory.
Thank you for the host, Bug. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, thank you. One thing I will say, just to tie off the news, is as we're in this part of Action Activate, obviously love your guys' interaction. If there's comments you have, questions, now's the time. Not that it's not during the normal kind of episode breakdowns, but especially now when we're just going all throughout Power Rangers.
Absolutely.
It's really awesome to see your guys' feedback and perspective for those that have watched it since day one, or I know Samurai Ox was one example of he was jumping back into this season. So
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
really awesome to hear what you guys have to say as
I
well.
completely agree. And he's right. For the next few weeks, while we're doing these shows that aren't focusing on the current episode, we could focus a lot more on going on to tangents or whatever you guys want to talk to, as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
needing to get through the episode and that take up most of our time. Matt
Mm-hmm.
Kendall Clare, it's probably deteriorated beyond repair by now, but I'm sure Hasbro wouldn't mind creating it. Steve, yeah, I agree. That suit probably doesn't exist or not in a way that you could wear it, but they
Mm-hmm.
have recreated suits before. And
True.
Hasbro seems a little, I don't want to, I want to say this in a positive way. Hasbro seems a little bit more excited about spending money on the Power Rangers than Saban
Yes.
did. How about that?
One theory actually to back that up that I thought about was um, kind of back to the lightning line because we can't avoid it ever.
Sure.
Um, I was listening to a review from shout out to Fwoosh Robo of the Fwoosh.
Yep.
He reviewed the entire wave of figures that are out right now, and he was going over articulation and some points that he really liked that on paper seem a little more expensive than what we're used to with Marvel Legends or sometimes Star Wars Black Series. Which the reason I bring them up is they're all owned by Hasbro, and I think Hasbro's willing to spend more money because they own Power Rangers. They're not paying somebody else to use the licensing. They're not getting the rights from somebody.
Yeah.
It's all them. So that money that previously would be used to pay somebody to use their IP, it's their IP now. They
I
can
completely
do
agree.
whatever they want with it, and if it sells, it sells. And so
Right.
far, so good. Knock on wood. I'm really excited to see what they've been doing.
It also makes me think a while back when this was announced, just to toot my own horn a little bit, before there was an announcement that Hasbro was getting the rights from Bandai America to produce Power Ranger toys in the US. And when that happened, everyone's like, "Whoa, can you believe it?" and all this stuff. And I actually read the contract because I'm that much of a nerd. And towards the bottom of the contract, it said there's a rider in there that says something along the lines of with an option to purchase the property outright within a certain amount of time or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
before anybody was talking about that, I kept pointing out, like, yeah, they're getting sell the toys, but there's an option to buy Power Rangers outright. Wouldn't they want to do that for exactly the reasons the Bigdawg just said? And then,
Mm-hmm.
like a few months later, indeed they did, and that makes so much sense because then they could afford, like you said, all the money they normally spend on licensing. They could bring back older actors, they could make better
Mm-hmm.
toys, they could do all kinds of fun stuff. Bob,
Yeah.
gonna be here as long as it runs. Taking a break from streaming for a bit. Tore my sciatic nerve. Oh my gosh. Well,
Oof.
suddenly my sore throat doesn't seem like much of a complaint with that. So I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you could join us. I'm sorry about the situation for why you're joining us, though. But yeah. So the other thing, let me see. I had another thing on my list here before we get to. Oh, I was gonna do a small giveaway. Nothing real big. I have two things to give away, Power Rangers related. I'm gonna give one away to someone that's watching live now, and one to someone who's watching later on YouTube. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the two things, and then just say the order you'd want them in. And if you win first, you get the one you pick. If you win second, you get the other one. If you don't want either of them, don't enter. No hard feelings. But I'm gonna show you real quick. One of them, it's a print I got a while ago. This is not my art. This is actually this artist, Bigdawg. You know this artist, Stephen Blue, I believe is his name. I got this for a charity. So it's a Quantum Ranger print. It's made to look like,
yeah.
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 And so it's 11 by 17. It's on cardstock. And so I bought it, not that I dislike the art, but I just don't have room for it. I mainly bought it to support the charity. So this is one thing I'll be giving away. And then let me go back to this. I'll grab the other thing. Other thing is, this was a clearance item I got a while ago that we thought we were going to use. This is a Power Rangers pack. It's like a girl power pack. It's got buttons and this is like a necklace, I think. Mostly pins. These are both pins, actually, I realize. But it's got, I guess, either Kimberly and Trini or Aisha and Kat, depending on your preference, or you can mix it up. So that one will come just with these three little Unite cards. I don't even know what these are for. Again, these are just little giveaways I got at a convention one time. It's sort of advertising the game, but really they're just little playing cards. So one person wins this, one person wins this. I will ship them to you free of charge. And again, one winner I'll pick from here, one from the rebroadcast on YouTube. So if you're here now and don't win, that's fine. When it's rebroadcast on YouTube, you could comment there and have a second chance to win. So I'm going to wait till the end of the show so that if people come late, they still get a chance. But before we sign off, I just, we'll see. I'll pick a random person and they'll win one of these. Cool?
Awesome.
Cool. All right.
Just to be fair, I was unaware of what the prizes were, so I'm actually kind of excited about that print for you guys. It's pretty cool. I have some of Stephen Blue's art, I believe is his name, and
Yeah.
he does some cool homages, I will say, to
Yeah.
some classic Marvel comics.
Yeah, it's a perfect mix of I like the art enough that I'm happy to give it away as a good prize, but it's
Hmm.
not. I don't have room for it, so it's not like this is bad art. I'm getting rid of it, because I wouldn't want to give it away if I thought it was bad art. All right,
One
so
thing,
yeah.
kind of before we jump uh, in regards to your art and some of the art that you've seen, I know Quantum is there. Are there any Rangers that maybe you want to tease anybody that you haven't drawn yet, but you're actually pretty excited? A Ranger or just a Ranger related character that is on your long to do list, and you're like, I'm actually pretty excited to tackle that one.
I have an idea for a ranger. It's kind of answer your question.
Hmm.
I don't know if I want to spoil this. I'm gonna say it kind of cryptically because I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
Um, I will always be doing more headshots. I might do another Megazord from time to time.
Hmm.
Usually, it's based on who's going to be at shows I'm appearing at or things like that. I'm not going to be working on a lot for the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to finish up issue 3 of my comic for San Diego Comic Con, where I'll be exhibiting. If anybody's there, feel free to stop by. Um, but a print that I want to do that isn't related to an upcoming show, isn't a current thing. It will be an homage, kind of like what you were just saying that Stephen Blue does. It I don't want to say what the homage is, but I will say that it will involve 3 Rangers from different time periods, different seasons. So this will be the
Okay.
first time I've done something beyond just here's a Ranger head or here's a Megazord. It'll be a little more in line. If you think of sites like Threadless, T Fury, things like that,
Yeah.
it'll be something that could easily go there. And who knows, maybe I'll make a shirt of it if it's popular. But that I don't want to say more than that, but that'll be the next big thing I do. In the meantime, I'll probably do another Beast Morphers head, a character from Beast Morphers, and probably the next team set I'll finish will be in space because I have all the teams
Okay.
up to in space done. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's jump into it then.
Okay. Well, what we're gonna you vamp while I get it ready.
Okay. So we're about to talk about what I think we're going to talk about,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay, good. So a couple weeks ago, Gazbot and I were talking about some interactive things, not just for ourselves for discussions, but with you guys as well. Of what would be something fun that I may have seen in passing, but didn't really take the full time to dive into. So as I was on some of the Power Ranger groups, some people from time to time would post up images of, and I've seen these for things outside of Power Rangers as well, but a pick X amount out of the group. So there's like 5, 10, however many possible characters, and you got to pick some that'll protect you, and maybe the rest will attack you. Or these are the only ones that you can do, and you only have X amount of resources to pick. So Gazbot's going to be throwing up the image, one of them that I found that I enjoyed, up there, and as he's getting ready to get that going,
Yeah.
we'll be able
Sorry, I'm
to
having a little bit
dive
of
in.
trouble getting it going. I think what I'm going to do, just to make life easy, I'm just
Hmm.
going to put it up like this. I normally like to crop it a little better, but I'm just going to
Hmm.
leave it open in my Photoshop, and I'll crop it as we're speaking. So pardon the on-the-fly editing here.
So
Uh,
this was
yeah.
one of the examples of so there's $100 at your disposal. You got Rangers that are $10, Rangers that are $25, and Rangers that are $50. And you got to make a team of 5 people. We didn't make this, but we're going with 5 people. Um, because
Wait,
we got
why
some
does it?
aliens in there.
Well, why does it have to be 5 people?
Well, because that's the parameters of this. What I was saying is instead of man team, it's people team.
Oh, I understand. I misunderstood what you were changing. Okay, let me lock this off. So, oh, I should have made it so you could see it a little bit better. Well, we'll start going. Let's see. Actually, we missed some chat here real quick. Baja Bug. Oh, that's really cool. Thank you, Baja Bug. Backhand clear. Oh, and Hexameta. Thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate that, and thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Thank you.
So, these are. I'll say right off. I want to do this because I think it'll be fun, but I don't like the way this is set up.
Hmm.
I wish it was set up differently. Because the denominations don't work out. Because if you get someone for 50, you then you can either get 225 or 410. Like it makes it so that you end up wasting money if you don't.
Yeah, there's no way you can do like I think you can either do 225 and 310.
Right.
No, you can't even do that. Yeah, there's no way this works out well. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. You end up have to wasting the money. I'm gonna go ahead and stretch this big so everybody can get a good look at it. And you
Hmm.
guys can feel free to throw in your. Oops, that's the wrong one. I'm just doing terrible. I'm gonna blame it all on the sickness, you guys.
Well, as we've said before, Gaz, it's our show, so we can make whatever rules we want.
That is
So,
true.
so what I will say is we can make a
There it is.
combination here, but the caveat is if you go under budget, then certain people are powered up, whether they have an incontinuity
Oh, I
power
like
up,
that.
or
I
you
like
can make
that.
something up. But if you go over budget, then something happens to be a detriment to either the whole team or a specific ranger. Example, let's say if Tommy with his Green Ranger powers was in here, the green candle's there. So maybe
Oh,
his
I like
powers will
that.
work, maybe they won't.
That's
you
a
go
really good
under
idea.
budget. TJ has the Battleizer for In Space Blue because it's our show and we're making things up and I
dig it.
like doing this thing.
I absolutely dig it. Let me hit chat real quick before we dive in. Let's see. Me too, guys. How the image of Fortnite is difficult to pick, says Matt. Baja Bug could make a new one. I've seen the band variant of it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's making like a band.
Best power metal or something. Yeah, we could make one. Dolly Girl says, I never knew that Rose McIver was a ranger. Yeah, she's now in iZombie, but originally she was from RPM. Yeah, RPM Yellow, Operator Series Yellow. And then, the Real Babu's already 325 and 210 or 150. The only way to get 5. Yeah. So the math doesn't work out. Your math works out. Their math does not. Okay. So you want to go? Well, the other reason I'll say I don't like this particular one though. I do recommend. Yes, Dolly Girl. I do recommend RPM as one of the best seasons.
Yes, it is really cool.
Here's now this is my deficiency. I'm leaving the image up by the way, just so you guys get a good look at it. Actually, I'll cut back to the 2-shot real quick so that I could. I have seen all but 3 seasons of I've seen all but 3 seasons of Power Rangers where I've seen none of them. There's 2 seasons that I haven't finished all of. Now the 3 seasons I haven't seen are Mystic Force, SPD, and Dino Thunder. And actually I just started Dino Thunder, so I've seen 2 episodes of it. However, if you notice this grouping seems to be a lot of SPD, Mystic Force, Dino Thunder.
Overdrive.
And Overdrive, which I've only seen half of. So most of those characters, by default, I'm not going to choose. So it's a little unfortunate for this game, but I will do my best. So, Bigdawg, why don't we'll do like a draft pick. Like you go for, actually, do you want to do like a draft pick? Like if you pick someone, I can't?
Ooh, okay. I really like that.
Okay.
So, I'm going to type mine into the comments just so we have a record of mine. And then if you want to do yours separately, we can compare and contrast after.
Well, wait, how do we? Oh, I thought but what if we both pick the same person?
No, that's the thing. We only get one ranger. Like the ranger can only be used one time.
Right. You're gonna write yours down in chat. I'm gonna write mine.
Just so I keep track of my team.
So okay, but you're going first.
No, we can decide. Oh, this doesn't work because the delay. I was gonna do rock paper scissors against you.
No, that works. There's no delay for us. It's the delay for them.
Oh yeah, okay.
Put up the number. I'll say 1, 2, 3, and put up any hand just for a test. 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe not. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because I'm looking at you through Twitch, so I'm delayed.
Gotcha. One at a time. All right. Well, I'll tell you what.
How about we'll leave it up to you guys? If you want the Bigdawg to go first, put my name in the comments.
That's
if
a
you
good
want
idea.
Gazbot Knight to go first, put his in the comments.
Totally
and
fair.
After
they're very smart. They're very good looking. They're very fair. They're going to pick the right person, I'm sure.
That was 2 truths and a lie, but that's okay. So whoever gets 3 votes first will be first pick.
Sounds fair. So do. Hopefully enough people vote.
Babu. You have
2 for Gaz. Is it going to be a shutout?
Come on, somebody give me something.
It might be a shutout.
Just even if you give me a pity vote, I just want to be in the running.
I think there might be some lurkers that might not be at their keyboard. We're going to have to put a time limit on it. Baja Bug says not me. So that's sort of you, right? Sort of.
All right. So I'm going to take that as a Bigdawg vote. So we got 2-1. 1 for the Bigdawg, 2 for Gazbot. Who's closing it out?
We got a lot of people viewing, but again, I know a lot of people like me will view while they're drawing or doing something else, so they might not be in front of their keyboard.
I'm just waiting for somebody to watch this replay on YouTube and go, what is going on? How much caffeine and sugar did the Bigdawg consume today? And the correct answer is 1 cup of coffee.
Well, this is decaf, just to be clear as well. Baja Bug, I didn't see your name was. That is the Dawg Defender. You can see it on the other screen, but I don't have it up right now. All right, I'm going to call it for me because we don't want to hang on this forever.
Go for it. Yeah, that's fine.
So sorry about that. So let me go ahead and look at
I was going to say, if you put it back, I already know who you're going to pick. You think
you know who I'm going to pick.
If you don't pick that person, I'm swooping them. So
I
it's
know.
kind of all or nothing.
All right, my first pick for $50, the Red Ranger, Casey. I
Wow!
knew it would be an upset. I wanted to get the camera on you. I'm picking Casey from
Oh
Jungle
my
Fury.
gosh!
What an upset.
Oh,
What? No, no. Why is that an upset?
because I thought you were going full blown TJ all the way.
TJ is one of my favorite Rangers of all time, but so is Casey. And
I know.
and
Oh
and I got
man.
and I gotta represent Jungle. I gotta represent
Oh
Jungle.
man,
I'm
that
sorry.
really messes up my math
You know,
because
and
I.
I also thought about he's gonna assume that I'm gonna pick TJ,
Oh.
and now you got to figure out what you're gonna do.
So, just to be transparent, I'm very torn.
Hmm.
Power wise, I think the quantum powers are actually stronger than the turbo and or in space powers.
Right.
But leader wise, obviously TJ's the guy.
I agree.
So the problem I run into, actually, can you go back to the image? Just
Absolutely.
because I totally forgot. Actually, I can pull it up on my
No,
phone.
I got it. And I'll make myself gold, and I'll put a little mark. You see,
There we go. All right.
gold for Gaz, and I'll give you red.
Um.
While you're thinking, I'll talk about why I chose Casey.
All
Um,
right. Go
I
for it.
right off the bat, I couldn't pick Bridge because I haven't seen SPD. I also couldn't pick Leanbow because I haven't seen Mystic Force, which is what I think he's from. So I only had a choice between 4 Rangers. Billy I like a lot, but I don't see him, at least this version of him, as a good leader. I don't see him worth the $50, if I'm being honest. Eric Quantum Ranger, very strong, not one of my favorite characters. He's a little too military. He's got he's very one note. He's very good at military, but not so good at interpersonal stuff. TJ's very good at interpersonal stuff. He's a very good leader. He's very personable, but I don't know he's as strong as Casey. So I thought Casey was a good mix of a strong fighter, a good leader, and more than anything, he evolved more than any of these other characters over the course of his season, where he went from someone who doubted himself and wasn't that strong to using the strength that he believed in himself and his team and just rose to new heights and then took that power and became a teacher to teach others. So
Yeah.
I just felt like that'd be a good head for any other combination I put together is going to work with Casey.
All right. I approve.
Matt Kendall Clare said I thought Gaz was going for TJ too. Yeah, I mean it makes sense, but
Yeah.
you know,
One thing I will say, I meant to say this before, but we got so in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Would you be fine if our other like curveball is it has to be a semi color balanced team?
no, we only have 3 characters, or well 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I like your caveat that if you end up with extra money, then you get a power up, and if you don't, you get a weakness. But let's not muddy the water too much.
Well, fine. Well, I'm going to pick somebody that I think is a bargain for their bracket.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with somebody who you probably will not understand why I'm picking him, but that's why I'm going to explain it. I'm going with Blake, Ninja
Wow.
Storm Navy, as my first pick. Now, the
Okay.
reason I say that, because of the budgetary restrictions, I'm not worried that Gaz is going to go too over budget because we're both going to rationalize what kind of power down would happen
Right.
if so were to occur. And Blake, I think, is a very big bargain at $10 because I don't think most of the people in the $50 bargain are 5 times stronger than him or more capable. I think if you've watched Ninja Storm, you've seen that the Thunder Rangers just destroy the regular Wind Rangers through most of the season. When they're evil, when they're side by side with them, they're just incredibly powered. And at $10, he's a bargain.
They are stronger than the regular Wind Rangers. My argument would be I don't think any of those Rangers are particularly strong. I just got done watching that season, not one of my favorite seasons. So being a strong member of that team, I mean, like I like Cam the best, but I wouldn't pick him because I don't feel like they're physically that powerful, in my opinion.
I think for the $10 bracket, he's incredibly undervalued. I would put him with most other 4 Rangers there, then have to pay a premium for him with a handful of others.
Well, I'll say 2 things. 1, I disagree. 2, you better hope that you don't come up with a deficit because he's going to turn evil because that's what he does. So if you come up like that, like your team will turn against itself. Sorry, my voice is really starting to kick it here. Chat's going. It says Oh, the real Babu is going to suggest different colors. I don't know. Well, if everybody thinks we should do different colors, I'll go with that. Maybe I'm the weird one.
Yes, you are
Uh,
the weird one. I could have told you that. Listen to his voice. You can't trust him.
Matt Kendall, interesting pick with Blake. I do agree that the Thunder Rangers are strong. They are strong in that show, but again, just I don't know. I just got done watching it, and it didn't. I didn't love it.
Baja Bug broke the tension.
Hamster Sensei, though. I don't mind Hamster Sensei in theory, but that CGI is very dated.
Yeah, it left a little to be desired.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Do you think you got to guess what I'm going to pick next? Because I already know.
If you tell me which bracket, I probably can.
$10.
Ooh, you're gonna go with Kendricks.
No, not a bad guess. Oops, that's not what I meant to put up. Not a bad guess.
I have to look again.
I'm going with Kelsey.
Oh, solid.
Yellow Lightspeed.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, she's good as a ranger, but she's one of those that I think her civilian form is just as good as her ranger form. She's like really tough and athletic and powerful, and she's one of those rangers that like, yeah, being on a team is good, but if she got stuck by herself, she'd be fine.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen it in a while, so you have a better pulse on her than I do. I don't remember disliking her by any means, but I think she is a solid pick. The one thing I realized too, looking at this list, there aren't a lot of pink or yellow Rangers when you look. Like, I think you could easily, and I know you haven't seen it, you could easily swap out Bridge for Jen, and I'd be like, oh yeah,
right.
That's a solid pick.
Again, this keeps making me think we need to make our own one of these because it also doesn't represent every season. It doesn't represent it. So also going back to having the different colors, we might not be able to. Yeah. So I mean, we'll try to, but it might get to a point where there's nothing but like a double red left or something, depending how we do it.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun making this very convoluted graph with you on this because I just thought of if you're in a deficit, there are different premium power ups you can buy at different levels.
If you're willing, yeah,
I'll do it. I'll do it with you. Yep.
Okay, all right. Mechanical. Well, Kelsey's middle name is crazy. That's true. All right, so back to you. Your pick here, buddy.
Taking a gander.
A gander?
No, that's not a hint. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stay kind of with the low ball. And actually, no, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to pick Xander. He is solid. For those who have seen his season and any of his appearances, he is kind of a little big-headed, but does get a little bit of character development over time. And one thing that's interesting that isn't really a huge spoiler for the season, if you've seen the toys, his Zord is enormous compared to all of the other Zords in that main core 5. So it kind of shows that he is kind of the structure physically of a lot of things they're doing, and him being the bull is kind of cool as well. So I'm going to go with him as my pick. Mystic Force Green, Xander, $25.
All right, so I am at 60. You were at 35. I definitely have been blowing through my money quicker than you. Let me see chat real quick. Where is Lost in Space? I think you mean Lost Galaxy. Kendricks, or unless you're making a joke, but I think you mean Lost Galaxy. Kendricks is from Lost Galaxy. I think is the only one. The real Babu: Xander, Summer, Orion, Dex, Danny, 95. Wow, he just blew through.
Wow,
Xander,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm judging a little bit on the Dax pick.
Summer, yeah, he doesn't like Dex. Summer, I
really don't like.
I can
Dax.
Get behind Summer. Orion, yeah, whatever you think of that season, he is powerful. Dax, Danny's got heart. That's not a bad. But you know what? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. Yeah, the real Babu is definitely min-maxing there. Do you play tabletop D&D or something? Because I feel like you just blew that out real quick. Baja Bug. Yes, good point. There's no space, but there is galaxy. Well, technically, TJ. This is Turbo TJ, but he is from in space as well. So, Babu Lover 67. Gaz. Hey, what's up? Wow, we got the real Babu and Babu Lover. Perfect. All right, so it's my turn. Welcome.
Back on you.
Yeah. Let me see. Those are the two I kind of knew right away pretty easily. So now I got to think a little bit because the money is getting tight. So looking at the middle row of 25, I wouldn't pick Tyzon because I have not seen Tyzon. I wouldn't pick Connor because I've only seen 2 episodes of his season, and so far I don't like him.
Yeah.
James Aqua Ranger. Oh, that's from Dino Charge.
Yeah, that's Tyler's dad.
Tyler's dad. Yeah, he would not be the person I'd pick from Dino Charge.
No.
I like Summer from RPM, and I like Orion from Megaforce. But if I pick that, I'm gonna be at 75 or 60, 70, 80. I'll be at 85. All right, I'm going Orion. I got to lock
Oh,
down.
dang it!
Yeah.
After we went through them, I'm like, oh, he's actually a really
He's
good
really
pick.
powerful.
25.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
I was saying it, like he has the power because any of the Super Mega Force theoretically could have any other power, but
Yeah.
he could have any sixth Ranger power. And
True.
sixth Rangers, generally speaking, are more powerful to begin with. So,
Mhm.
plus he's an alien, so like he might have a different point of view than humans, and a good
True.
addition to the team. So I got a silver, a red, and a yellow. So I've met all my criteria. I'm almost out of money, but I'm pretty happy so far.
You're definitely overdrawing, but we're just gonna find out
I'm not
that
I'm not overdrawn yet. I'm only at 85. I'm
no
gonna put
matter how you math it, you're gonna be overdrawn by
no,
$5.
no. I could stay under $5 and get a power up.
No, you have to pick 5. That's the parameters.
Oh, you have to pick 5?
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Oh, I guess I misunderstood that point. Okay, so I'm gonna be overdrawn then.
But I mean, if your caveats, oh, you're $5 over, he can't go ultra mode. You're like, okay. Taking a look at mine. Oh God, you picked some good Rangers.
Let me check chat real quick while you're looking at the board. Oh, wifey. Okay, so the Babu Lover 67 is Steve. The real Babu is Steve. The Babu Lover 67 is Candace's wife. So that makes sense.
Okay.
That's good. That avoids some drama. If there was another Babu Lover in here, we might have some trouble.
That's the drama we'd have to talk about next week. So previously on Action Activate.
Dolly Girl, I haven't seen a single Power Ranger series all the way through. I'm unable to make smart, educated decisions regarding making a team. Hey, I'm having a hard time, and I've seen almost all of them. Matt Kendall Claire, TJ is Need from Space, and hey Babu. Oh yeah, it's saying hello. Everybody just saying hi to everybody.
Ooh, Baja Bug. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh.
So Dino Thunder Red. Quantum.
Kelsey.
Why am I blanking? I keep
Lightspeed.
wanting to say Go 5. Lightspeed, thank you.
Yeah.
Lightspeed Yellow, Ninja Storm Navy, and Wild Force Black. Good call.
At -5.
That's a solid team.
That's not bad. Oh yeah, and
your power up is Connor gets a power up, and I won't spoil anything.
No, it's a power down. Oh wait, is he at -5 or?
I think
if he's at -5, then he's in a deficit. I thought.
Oh, if you're in a deficit, then Blake sometimes is evil.
That's
Hi, Babu Lover, Candace.
Also, Matt Kendall Claire, there'd be no Rangers without villains. Very true. Appreciate your local Power Ranger villain.
You can't have one without the other. Right. Otherwise, it's a little boring when there's not much to do.
What's Batman without the Joker, right?
Hey.
We're still waiting on your pick, though, Big Dog. I'm going to bring the board back up.
No, I got the pick. So okay. I'm going with Kendricks.
You are that was one I was thinking of. That's a good one.
I know you were. That's why.
I shouldn't have said it.
Once again, $10. She's solid. For those who have seen Lost Galaxy, her arc is awesome.
It's very good.
She is very humble. She's a good team player. She's got good powers from the Quasar Saber. They have the Lights of Orion. If I'm somehow in a deficit and I have a little extra money, maybe she gets that power up. Maybe figure something out. But she's a solid pick and keeping with the theme. Nothing against Summer. I think that Kendricks is worth the money versus Summer in this instance.
Okay. That is the Baja Bug's pick is a deficit, so he gets a power up instead.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, Connor gets a little something extra.
Okay, Connor gets a little something extra.
But you're not there yet.
Baja Bug says Batman has. Well, he does have 7 other villains, but you know the point I'm trying to make. All right, so now this is where I'm in trouble because I messed up and didn't realize I had to have 5. I was gonna make a 4-person team. So the 3 people I have
you have a strong team. So.
I do, but I'm wondering, like, the people I pick, I now have to also consider who, because I'm going to have a deficit, a negative deficit, so there's going to be a negative effect for one of my Rangers, so I don't want to pick someone like Blake that's going to turn evil. I want to pick something that won't be too bad, Yeah. So let me look at the board, and let's see here. So I got...
To make you feel better, I already thought of one for Orion.
Okay.
That does like a power down.
That doesn't make me feel better. So I have $15, but I kind of almost have to pick a $10 one because then I'll only be $5 over. Yeah. Which means I'm gonna have to pick 2 from $10. Now here's the problem. Danny from Wild Force is kind of my obvious pick because I haven't seen I've seen a little bit of Overdrive. Didn't love Dax, and I haven't seen enough of it. Danny's sort of just a solid guy.
Yeah.
Sestro from the Alien Rangers, the Equation Rangers, I've seen that season, but I don't really remember. Like
they were brief, but
what made one different than the other? What?
Yeah, where are you? You need a Blue Ranger. You could use a Black Ranger. They're both solid picks. It's just which do you want to round out that spot?
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go with Danny for now
Hmm.
because he's a solid guy. He's got the strength because none of the other Rangers I picked were
Hmm.
like the
Yeah, you
physical.
have a tank.
Yeah, I have a tank. He's black, and I feel like his animal spirit stuff could work well with Casey's jungle spirit stuff.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm gonna do for that.
and he has the other
Oh,
orbs
thanks for the
of.
follow. Who we got? Tillman Ray. Appreciate the follow. Thanks for checking us out.
Thank you. So I have two left, right?
Uh, correct. Yes.
And what's my budget at? So I have I only spent $45?
You've only spent 45. You are a thrifty
Wow.
spender.
I am just solid right now. Not to toot my own horn. Um, uh, can I see the board again? Just because I don't remember everybody you picked.
Absolutely. There you go.
So I have $40, two picks. Or no, I have $55 and two picks. So here's my
Yeah.
question:
Sure.
do I go really under budget and give some OP power ups, or do I just go slightly over budget and
I
just
don't think you should try to go. I think the idea of the power ups and the negatives were a way to solve the math problem, not part of the strategy. That could be in a future version, but I think you should just do your best to, hit the number.
yeah? Um. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to go with.
What are you
Okay, I'm
guys
just
doing in chat
no.
while
I'm
he's
just making
thinking?
sure I didn't pick a sixth yet. I'm gonna go with Tyson. I'm
Tyson.
gonna go with him for 25.
Okay.
Um, I I'm kind of in the same boat as Gaz. I haven't really watched all of Operation Overdrive. It's actually one of the tasks that we have to do is watch it so we have a full informed opinion about it.
Right.
But
You're
I
just
have
assuming because
watched.
he's a sixth ranger, he'll be powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I need a sixth ranger anyway.
Sure.
Technically, if I want to do it that way. And he seems powerful. Obviously, he has a very cool aesthetic, and his backstory is a little interesting for those that know. The only reason I know is I watched Linkara's History of Power Rangers on him,
Uh,
and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he, could step up to the plate with these other Rangers.
all right. Well, it's not a bad theory. It's not a bad logic. Going to Linkara, a quick side tangent. I do recommend the History of Power Rangers from Linkara if you get a chance to see it. It's pretty good. A lot
Yeah.
of them been taken down off of YouTube, but you could find his own site atop the fourth wall.
Hmm.
What I do is I reward myself when I finish a season, then I'm able to watch his recap. So the
Yeah.
seasons I haven't finished, I've not watched his recaps of. All right, so now is my final pick. Let me bring the board back up real quick. And a few people have shouted out in chat what they think they would do, what they should do. Feel free. You could put out a whole team, or just say which one you think you'd want for your
Hmm.
big spending.
You could grossly disagree with our opinion or support us till the end of whatever battle this team's going to.
Exactly. Okay, so I pretty much by default have to pick a 10. And the
Hmm.
question, and it's going to be a blue because I think Sestro is the blue, blue accretion. So
I'm
it's
incredibly biased in this.
because you don't like Dax.
Yes.
Let me
He
see.
does have a civilian power, though, which is kind of unfortunate for
Sestro
this
does
instance.
or Dax?
Dax does, because I'm pretty sure all of them have civilian
Oh,
powers,
I
right?
know he was like a stuntman, but I don't. Well, let me see what I got. I got
What?
Casey as the leader. I
Yeah.
got Orion as like the utility knife power guy. I got Danny
Hmm.
as the tank. I got Kelsey as she's like DPS basically, I think.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go Sestro, and here's why. Similar to what I was saying about Orion, being an alien, he brings another perspective. He might know
Hmm.
some strategies that humans don't know, and he is strong as an alien ranger. It's not that he's not strong. I was just trying to think of like distinct differences between them, and they didn't really flesh them out very much. But yeah, he wouldn't. If I had more money, he wouldn't be my pick. But with what I have to choose from, and since Kendricks is no longer available, I'll pick Sestro, and that is my full
Yeah.
team at a -5. So I'll have a negative, which I guess is up to you to decide.
I'm at a weird spot.
Well, you think about that. Let me check with chat. Uh, Baja Bug, any idea what happened to Channel Awesome? I don't want to get into it too deeply, but there was drama. Drama happened to Channel Awesome,
Mm.
and it still exists. But I think Doug Walker is no longer with them, if I'm not mistaken. His videos are still there, but I don't think he's making new ones. And if you want to know more about it, you could find a lot of people talking about it online. I will not be one of them. Matt Kendall Clare said I'd go with Summer for 25. That's a strong pick. Kendricks for 10. Blake 10. Okay, so that's 45. Oh wait, is that right? 25, 35, 45. Oh yeah, you even with a total 45. You did the math for me. I believe, but not sure about the last two. Let's see. I'd say Xander at 25, which is 70, and then I go with Orion as my last pick. That's pretty strong. I feel like Orion was overlooked. I think had we thought about it more, Orion should have been a first pick. Like,
Yeah,
and it's weird that he's only 25. I think it's
yeah,
because he's from a season that isn't as popular. Because on straight power, he's almost definitely the most powerful one.
yeah. He's pretty high up there. So one thing I realized, which is incredibly ironic for who I am as a person and a Ranger fan,
Right.
what am I missing in my roster?
A Red Ranger.
I kept thinking you had Connor because
Someone
we were
else said
talking
Connor.
about somebody else having Connor.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Connor as my final pick, staying under budget.
Okay. How much under?
Um,
How much under
I
does that put you?
I think I'm at 95 total.
Okay, so I'm a little bit over. You're a little bit under. Wait, chat real quick. Baja Bug. Damn, now I want to go play Chroma Squad. Yeah, that game's awesome. Real Babu says Matt, just too different, so I like it. And Time Force is a good one. Agreed.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So
Yeah, the fact that no Time Force is on here is
no
very, actually I guess Quantum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But so the reason I picked Connor, Gaz hasn't really gotten into Dino Thunder. It's a solid season. I like it, but
I like.
he's
To be clear, I've seen 2 episodes. I like it so far. I just out of everyone on the show, he's my least favorite so far.
yeah, he's not the best Red Ranger by any means. Spoiler, no spoiler. He's fine.
Right.
His character and the powers of the season are really cool, and because I'm under budget, and he potentially gets
He gets a
slight
power.
power up. That
Okay.
also is
Is it?
a reason
Is it?
why I picked it.
You're breaking up a
out of
little bit.
everybody, I'm debating what
Big
I
Dog.
would prefer.
Can
If
you hear me, Big Dog?
he got a power up.
I don't think you can hear me, you guys. Yeah, and there he goes.
Kendrick's
He's breaking in and out. He
got
doesn't
the
know he's breaking up. We know, but he doesn't.
lights.
He's frozen. He's kicking in and out. He's just not even listening. Oh, poor Big Dog. He's
Ryan.
he's getting worse. Brr, bing, boom. Yeah, I was gonna tell him he probably needs to plug in his laptop or move it or something, but he's so in love with the sound of his own voice that he just keeps going and doesn't even notice that no one's responding. Well, he's frozen, so let me check out chat. What do we got here? Time for soon. Matt Kendall Claire. Yep, there he goes. We knew that was gonna happen. I'll go to a one shot since it's just me. As I check with chat, he'll probably come back in a minute. Matt Kendall Claire. Yep, Steve had to go with Summer, She Taylor from Wild Force, and Zoe from Beast Morphers are part of my top 5 for Yellow Rangers. Those are all good picks. I'm a big fan of Jungle Fury Yellow as well for going with top Yellow Rangers. Baja Bug Rip. Matt Kendall Claire. I know. Yeah, the Evox. Bigdawg. Oh, so he put he typed it in. That's just what he had chosen. Baja Bug Thanos got him. Yep. Little. And the real Babu being teleported to the command center. I wish. Usually he doesn't come back stronger than before. Usually he gets weakened. Oh, wait. We might have him back. Let me go back to the 2-shot. Hey. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Apologies.
Oh, now we can hear
Wait a
you.
sec.
Um,
Okay.
we
Sorry,
we
I was
lost you.
rambling to myself.
Yeah, we lost you a while ago, and you were cutting in and out, and I kept
Okay.
going, "Wait, Big Dog, we can't hear you." Hey, wait, and you're like, "I'm gonna keep talking," and then it slowly degraded. Where you're like, "And now, boop, geek, boop," and then you finally left. So, I hope you had a good
Okay.
time
Well, what was
chatting.
the last you had heard?
You were like about to start explaining your team. The
Okay. Long story short.
power up. Oh, the power up for red. You were talking about that.
I'm curious your guys' opinions in the comments if you think Lights of Orion Kendrick should get my power up, or if Connor should get my power up. And his not super duper power up.
It's
the
it's
regular
not a
one.
battleizer. It's just a regular power up.
Correct.
Oh wait, I do know. Spoilers for those that haven't seen the season at all, but they give this up in the first or second episode. I do know that he gets like a super speed, if I remember. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, they have civilian powers too. Yeah.
But that's not a power up. He just has that. That's pretty
yeah, I
good.
know. That's cool though. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that too.
All right.
That's funny
I
because
keep forgetting about everybody's civilian powers.
that's funny too because the current season, the Red Ranger has super speed as well, but it makes more sense for a cheetah than it does for
Can
a
you still hear
T-Rex.
me?
Yeah, your face is frozen, but I could hear you. Big Dog, we lose you again? Uh-oh. I think he can't hear us. I hear background noise coming from his end. We might have to. We were getting close to the end anyway. We might just have to end a few minutes early between my throat and his connection. I don't hear him. All right, let me check chat. Let me get off his frozen face here. Let's see. Steve, Babu Lover. Steve's been watching y'all for a bit. Big. Oh, thanks. I watched the other day. I'm hooked. Well, thanks so much, Babu Lover. We love Steve here, and now we love you here. Matt Kendall says, yes, Lily, she's a good ranger from Jungle Fury, not a bad one there. Gaz, Kendricks has the cooler power up, in my opinion. I know Kendricks has a good power, but I don't know what Connor has, so I'll trust you. Bobug, frozen in time. Babu Lovers, no, Evox again. He has left the call. So, I will explain my team a little bit, even though I kind of talked it through. I'll just recap it, and if he doesn't come back, then we'll just end there. But as I said, looking at it as a whole, I feel pretty good about it. I'll pull up the board so you could look along with me here. We got Casey, which I feel very good about. I just feel like he's a strong leader that could lead anybody. He's very inclusive. He's a teacher. If somebody has a deficiency, he could help bring them up to speed. And because he is all about the animal spirits, he could help Danny with the bull spirit. And who else did I have here? Orion doesn't have a spirit, but he's got the 6 ranger powers of everybody. And we could use the strategic powers of the rest of the team to help him pick which 6 ranger power he needs. Sestro is like the weakest link. Not that he's bad, but he's just sort of a standard ranger. The main thing he's bringing is I needed a blue ranger, and the fact that he has a different point of view from being an alien from outer space. Orion's an alien too, but he's very humanoid. Sestro is more alien. And then Kelsey is just strong and a good damage dealer and very powerful in her civilian form too. Her and Casey, equally good in civilian form because they're both athletic fighters. Boy, my throat is dying here. So that's pretty much it. So we're going to come to the end. We might be getting Bigdawg back. So everybody that's here now that wants to have a chance to win one of the prizes, I'll show them again. Put up a comment saying that you want the prize and say which one is your preferred prize. Let me go here. Oh, wait, we just got the Bigdawg back. So a reminder, the prizes are the pin pack of the yellow and pink ranger, as well as these 3 giveaway cards, or the Steve Blue Quantum Ranger art print. Those are the 2 prizes. So if you're interested in winning either of those, put it in here as a comment that you want to win and which one would be your first choice. Hydrated by telemetry. Oh, look, we got the Bigdawg back, believe it or not.
Why does Google get controlled by Evox so often?
I don't know. I'm kind of wrapping it up, just doing the contest stuff. I kind of went over my team. If you want to quick try to get your team stuff out, feel free.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Happy with how my team ended up turning out. Connor having civilian powers is cool. Kendricks is a solid pick for a pink ranger. She also could get the power up. I think Ninja Storm Navy was underrated at $10. He was cool. Xander's pretty solid at 25. And then Mercury is one that, as I watch Overdrive, I hope is a really good pick. And thankfully, I have to wait and find out.
Okay, let me take that down. Get back to our main setup here. That's a good. This was more fun than I thought it would be. Even with the math problems and me not knowing some of the Rangers, it was good. I know we had another idea, but I don't think we're going to do that today because I'm going to
not at all.
Not be able to talk for a week after this. So yeah, thanks for the feel better, Babu Lover. I appreciate that. Matt Kendall is interested in the Girl Power Prize. Dolly Girl is interested. The pins are awesome, but the art is super cool.
I'm going to take that as she picks Quantum.
I take that too. Yeah. But it seems like we got, like I said, we got a lot of lurkers that aren't speaking up. So there's a good chance that either Dolly Girl or Matt Kendall Clare is going to be the winner of this one. We'll give it a few more minutes as we wrap up the show. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube later, put a comment below saying that you're interested. I was saying you could say which one you want. Yeah, say which one you want. And then I'll tell you what, I'll announce the winners on the next show. So even though you're putting in your request now, I'm not going to say who wins until later. So you have a chance there. Dolly Girl wants the art. Baja Bug wants the quantum art. Okay, cool. So we got a few people asking.
Sweet.
So I was going to say that next week I'm not going to be able to do the show, but that might not be true because I'm going to Florida for a few days. But I think I'm actually coming back Monday. So we're going to say tentatively we'll be back next Monday. But if I get in late or maybe if I'm more sick than I am now, you want to wrap it up, Bigdawg? I can't talk.
No worries. So next week, as of right now, we plan on doing the show. If for some reason we don't, obviously Gaz is going to be able to post about it and be forever in everyone's debt for coming back the following week. But for those either watching live or on YouTube, let us know how you liked just this episode in general. I know it was very different than what we're used to. I know Gaz and I had a lot of fun with it. So if you guys also like the format, let us know just so we can either do more or maybe it wasn't your thing. We can switch it up to something else.
Absolutely. So with that, I'd love to stay and talk longer, but I physically cannot. So if I'll leave the chat open for a little bit after I end the stream, so you have a chance to put in if you want to win. I see that a few of you have already, and I'll mark that down. If you're watching it on
Mhm.
YouTube, comment below which prize you want. And thanks everybody, and may the power protect you.
Thanks very much. See you guys later.